What's up, everyone? Welcome to my channel. I know it's been a few weeks since I posted anything, but I'm here. I'm here for another movie review. As you see, it's Scream 7. But before I get to that, please hit that subscribe button and that notification button for any movie reviews I do, as well as independent short films that I make or I'm a part of that I'm able to post up. If you like any artwork that people do individually, this is a site. Well, this is a site, but also the channel to be on. I make independent short films, as I said. You can see it on my videos. Check them out. I appreciate it. I did want to do the Long Walk review, which it's been a while, and I haven't gotten to that, but I will just say this for the Long Walk. I give it 2 thumbs up. I really like the interaction between the actors. The characters are awesome. You know, a bunch of dudes just walking straight throughout the whole movie. Like, how would that seem entertaining? But it is entertaining. You know, the Stephen King book that was turned into a film, and I think it was done very well based off of the character work, the interaction, and just the idea of why they're doing what they're doing. So check it out, and let's get straight to it. This is my Scream 7 movie review, and to be honest, it's my least favorite of all 7. Originally, it was 5. Well, it was 3, and then it was 5. Now it's 7. I actually started to appreciate 5 a little bit more, having gone and seen it many times like the other ones. I really enjoyed 6. I didn't miss Sydney, but I love Sydney, and it's great that she came back. But, you know, the way they worked 6 in without her, despite the whole, you know, her not getting paid and not wanting to do it because she didn't get the money that she deserved or wanted, or both, you know, deserves and wanted. They didn't give it to her, so she said, I'm not doing it. And, you know, I didn't miss her. I think her presence was felt, though, but it really was about the Sam character, Melissa Barrera, and you know, it took me a while to get used to her, but I got to appreciate it more. And she did get better for me as the film was going on, you know, the character. And I really enjoyed her in 6. And what they were going to do with her, from what I read, rumors, I guess, or it's said that's what was going to happen. 6, they were going to kill Tara, her sister, off. And then she would have become Ghostface and become a killer. I don't know if she's killing innocent victims or she's a Ghostface going after those that killed her sister. I don't like the idea. I know they hinted at her becoming Ghostface, but the way 6 ended, when she dropped the mask, I thought it was a fine way to end it. To be honest, I don't care about the Tara character. I like General Ortega. I don't like her character Tara. I never did in 5, and I didn't in 6. Just the way she begins, I hate it, and ends fine in 5, and then 6, hate it, and then, you know, ends fine in 6. But I just don't care for the Tara character. I don't miss her. Chad and Mindy, I like them. I like both of them in 5. I didn't like Mindy in 6. Here, she was better. Chad is always, you know, awesome, but I felt like they were just underutilized. I don't think they were necessary. Other than that, I really enjoyed Mark, Sydney's husband, the cop. I thought he was cool. I like that he survived in the end. I'm surprised he survived in the end. The daughter, Tatum, I don't know if it's the actress, because I don't remember seeing anything else with her, but I just didn't like the character. I'm just going to say it's the writing. I didn't really care for her. Hopefully in the next one, she'll, you know, be better. Any of the friends didn't really do anything for me. Any of her friends, I just didn't really care for the killers at that. The one thing I did like about the killers, it was 3, was that the first one, I think his name was Carl, gets hit by the van, which, you know, Gail is in with Chad and Mindy. You know, Gail's always cool to me and awesome, but she never changes her character, which you would think by now at least be a little less, you know, of a sassy person, you know, especially to Sydney when she's asking the questions to her and then she starts kind of, you know, stepping in the lines. But, you know, Gail is always a good time. But when she hits him in the car, Carl, and then, you know, they unmask him eventually, you're like, who's this guy? Which you do see him kind of eyeballing Sydney at the coffee shop. But it just, the killers, they felt underwhelmed. Like, there was just, like, huh? These people? You barely saw them at that in the film. And I think they kind of did that with, if there was anybody else who you barely saw as Ghostface, but you barely saw in the film, was probably Mickey in part 2. But other than that, like, it was still shocking because he still had a better presence than the other 3. I really wanted Stu to show himself, but I'm hoping that in 8 he's actually is alive, because they never confirmed he's dead. They utilized the whole AI thing, which, you know, I guess was cool. A little, I don't know, it looked a little corny at times. I guess the look of the video or so or whatever, but I don't know. There's something about the AI video when they showed him. I don't know if it's. Well, my theory is that some of those videos were him and some of them is AI. But they probably could have been part of the cult of Ghostface or cult of Stu, which has been a theory. And I say he's probably alive still because they never really confirmed he's dead. And the script for the original, for part 3, he was supposed to be alive. Why wouldn't they go back to utilizing that? I heard that when they did the screening, to see the beginning for the showcasing of Scream 7, I forgot what you call it, that people wanted him dead. So I guess the studio decided, let's keep him dead. And when they started to continue the film, reshoots and whatnot, they just kept him as if he's dead, unconfirmed though. But it's like, I think him being alive outweighs people wanting him dead. So I think they should do that with the part 8. Like they can figure it out. They can go away to show how he survived. Look how much, Chad got stabbed up in 6 and he's still alive. Like, you can do something. The TV falling on his face and electrocuted, like, I'm pretty sure he could have survived that. I don't know. I think Stu is alive still. And I don't know, with the way things went with 7, I had a lot of questions, like, why is this person doing that? Why are they doing this? I didn't like that, and that's the one thing I'd never really had to do with the other films. And I get in films they make character choices to further on the story so that it gives us something. But I just felt like a lot of the reasonings or not even the reasonings, but a lot of the choices were just, it didn't work for me. I didn't like it. Like, where were the cops? At one point, they're gonna survey the house, Sydney's house. And the next scene is like they're gone. Like, I don't know, I might have missed something in the transition. It just seemed like they went in and then nothing. And then just other choices. I just was like, I don't know. The whole bar scene, pretty much all of them got the friends of Tatum. And I'm like, I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it. The death scenes were pretty cool. How Ghostface did his, the attacks. And I like how he was in and out of the shadows, Ghostface. I thought that was a pretty cool thing that they did that they never really showed. But other than that, it was just the weakest for me. And, the first week it did very well. The second week might have stumbled from what I think I've read in the box office, but it looks like we'll get an 8. And I like Scream a lot, and I'm looking forward to an 8, but I just hope that it's a lot better than 7. Because, overall, it's an enjoyable film. It was just the weakest for me, and there were just a lot of choices that I just didn't like, and characters that I felt like were unnecessary. I didn't care for the friends in Tatum's friend group. Like, they just didn't do it for me. I'm just watching another Scream film, and it's like, okay, let's get to the next one. But other than that, if you like the Scream franchise, if you haven't seen it already, check it out. I give it a thumbs up. I want to say a thumbs down also in terms of how I feel. It's like a 5 out of 10 for me. But definitely check it out. If you've seen all 6 already, you got to add 7 to it. And hopefully 8 continues to, do great in showcasing new ways of introducing Ghostface, how he does his kills in the beginning, how they do differences on, like, with 6 in the beginning, Jason takes off the mask after killing his teacher. And then this one, Carl gets run over. I believe it's Carl. He gets run over by the van, and then he's revealed as the Ghostface. Like, that stuff is cool. I like stuff like that. Change it up, the formula. Hopefully 8 is better. That's just my little review for it. And thank you so much for joining me. Until next time. Later.